Good morning, church. Let me say first of all that we miss seeing each and every one of you, and I hope that each and every one of you are doing very well at home. I made several phone calls over the last couple weeks to all the members, and especially the seniors. I've contacted each one of them, and they're doing fine. The only thing that they're having is a problem is just the same thing we're having, is having to stay in the entire time. They're paying for where they stay, but they're confined to their rooms, and they cannot have any visitors. So my encouragement to you would be to give each one of them a call, or even each member call one another to encourage them in this time of trial that we're having here across the United States. In past several weeks, Kai and I have visited many congregations online and through our phone. For example, last Sunday we attended or listened to a church in Atlanta, Georgia, where Don McLaughlin does his preaching. An hour later, we were in Pepperdine, California, listening to another minister out there that we know. And I would like to encourage each of you to do that during the week or on the weekends, to stay in touch with the brothers across the United States and across this nation. The past 2 weeks, our small group has been meeting online, and this past week, through the help of Linda and Laura, we had communion with one another all at the same time. The seniors have been sharing their communion that these two have made up, and we appreciate that they've been doing for them as well. This morning, what we want to do, we want to talk about the Passover. We want to talk about next week about the crucifixion of Christ, and we want to try to do that. If you're listening to us right now on Facebook, you're connected. If not, for next week, we'd like to be able to make sure that everyone is connected so we can share our time of worship together. What I'd like to do this morning is to read from the passage of Luke 22 about the time before Christ was crucified. He's on his journey to Jerusalem, and he's instructed the apostles to make preparations for the Last Supper. In verse 7 it reads, Then came the day of unleavened bread, on which the Passover lamb had to be sacrificed. Jesus sent Peter and John, saying, Go and make preparations for us to eat the Passover. Where would you want us to prepare it for? They asked. He replied, As you enter the city, a man carrying a jar of water will meet you. Follow him to his house and enter in, and say to the owner of the house, The teacher asked, Where is the guest room where I may eat and pass the Passover feast with my disciples? He will show you a large upper room, all furnished. Make preparations there. They left and found the things as Jesus had told them. So they prepared the Passover. When the hour came, Jesus and his apostles reclined at the table, and he said to them, I have eagerly desired to eat the Passover with you before I suffer. I tell you, I will not eat it again until it finds fulfillment in the kingdom of God. After taking the cup, he gave thanks and said, Take this, divide it amongst you. For I tell you, I will not eat and drink of this fruit of the vine until the kingdom of God comes. And he took the bread and gave thanks and broke it. And he gave it to them, saying, This is my body for you. Do this in remembrance of me. When I look at these words that Jesus has said to his apostles at this time, he has interaction with them several more times before he was crucified. He has more conversations with Pilate, with his mother, with the jailers, And he makes several comments. But I noticed in this passage right here that he not only instructed them, but he commanded us. He didn't come out and say to us, this is to you. But we understand this as his final commandment to us, that we need to remember him in the time of this Thanksgiving. This morning when we get together, either by television, by computer, or by phone, I want you to think about this as we go through the day. This afternoon at 5:30, the small groups will be meeting. In our small group, we will have a lesson. We will converse back and forth with each other. But the most important thing that we will be doing is breaking of the bread and drinking of the wine. And as we do this today, I want you to think about the many blessings that we've been blessed with. Even in this time of pressures and torment and fear, we know that our home is not here, but our home is in heaven with God. I want you to all have a great day. God bless you.